Today has been great. Nothing can make this day bad. You know what? I'm done. I'm done. I had enough of this. I'm out of here. Alright, I called you all together today because I have never once asked any of my alternate personalities for anything. And I need to pull a favor today. Anything you need, Squid. We're right there with you. There's this monkey hanging out at my base. I can't get a peaceful sleep. It's killing me. I need you guys' help. Please help me. We have just the right idea. Hey you, monkey! How about you start picking on somebody your own size? Hit it! Whew, now that monkey's gone, I can go ahead and get a full night's sleep. What is going on? The name's Sucker Squid. How are you guys doing today? I, myself, am a little bit disappointed, okay? I woke up this morning and I was in a fantastic mood. Instantaneously, I decided that I needed to pick up a new project, and that project was to finally design the interior of my towers. That's right, I figured it's probably about time. It's been sitting bare naked for about 8 episodes now. I figured I better do something about it. So I woke up this morning and I came up with a crazy awesome color palette. So I knew we were working with a bunch of colors. I knew the main color of the tower was orange and white, and we had a subtle hint of yellow on the top. That's all something I wanted to incorporate into the building as well. But on top of that, we also have the outside, which has a lot of greens from the leaves and a lot of blue from the water. So I wanted to incorporate that all into one singular block for the main focus of the build. And I came up with this color palette. I came up with this terracotta, which is just orange terracotta. And as you can see, it has a little bit of everything. It doesn't have the brown of the trees, but it basically has everything else. The blue of the water, the orange of the tower, the subtle hint of white from the stripes. These horses are very entertained by this monologue. And then you even have a little bit of yellow right here from the top. And I think that's perfect. Like, if we look at the tower, doesn't that look just, like, amazingly perfect? Maybe the light, the orange is a little bit bright for this little dark texture here, but I think it looks sick. And then, while the sun's still up, I'm kind of scared of phantoms right now. And then we decided we're going to enter in a little bit of white because I want the subtle feel of the outside of the tower to be like the main feel of the inside of the tower, you know? And then we're given these strip logs here. So I think these are just regular birch logs. I think they look different than any other. Yeah, strip birch log. So if I had like a strip oak log, it would look slightly darker, I think. So I wanted to go with birch log, and I went with just the regular planks. And of course we'll use like stairs and all that stuff. But this is the color palette that I wanted to use today. So I woke up this morning and I wanted to give it my all. I sunk down in my chair and I was going to get this done today. I initially started with 2 water elevators. Simple 1.13 mechanic. Now, if you place magna blocks down under a water column, you'll sink. And if you place soul sand under a water column, you'll rise. And I thought this was a really cool concept to get around the tower so we don't have these nasty staircases going up the side of the tower. We could just go straight up. So I made these really cool looking elevators and I was really excited with that. But then guys, I came up with a design that I was absolutely hating. So long story short, I decided to destroy everything I made, and I wanted to start all over. So here we go. Welcome to the next episode, guys. I'm glad you're here. That was a long and abrupt way to say, like, I just didn't enjoy anything I did. I could have just started all over, and you wouldn't have known any better. So I guess the first thing I really want to do is, because I have these little gaps here and I don't have them here, it's a little bit of an oblong shape. So I don't really care for that. So I want to see if I can even it out. So I got this right here going on. And then we'll just copy and paste that side onto this side, which I believe is just something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do the math and everything here in a bit. But this is basically what it's supposed to look like. I think it's just like that. Actually, I think that's perfect. That's dead on. There you go. So I'll do that to that corner, and then I'll come up with a design for these little bits here. So maybe something down these lines right here? I think that looks kind of cool. I wonder if it would look good flush like this, or if I go down a layer. How's that going to look? You know, I honestly don't care for either, but I think I would prefer something else. Let's try stairs here. Maybe that would be sick. I'm really scared about phantoms, guys. I'm terrified. I'm sure that one of them's going to come get me here soon. I haven't slept in like 5 Minecraft days. Okay, so maybe if we do something like this little number, I don't know, I'm willy-nillying it right here. Oh, you know what, that's kind of cool. I actually like that. I think that's pretty sick. Maybe if I do it for this side too, it might even look even better. Oh, guys, I'm excited now. Like, I'm revitalized now. Now that I had that poor experience. Okay, something like, I think it's like that design. Yes! Yes! Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. Okay, so let's go ahead and redo that on this side, and then we'll begin on the elevator that I want to do today. And there you go! I did it! I got them on both sides. So now, here's the thing, okay? I am not a redstone guru in any sense of the word, so I had to go and switch on over to a redstone world where I can practice my trade. And this is what I came up with! It's kind of a simple design, and I think I'm going to rework how it's all like integrated into the tower. But this is just a very simple, straightforward design. Basically, what I do is, you see the columns are going down because there's a magma block. All I have to do is click that button. That block right there will switch from magma into soul sand, and I should just walk right in here, and it'll shoot me up like a million blocks. Of course, there's squids here because we are in a desert world. But look how far we went up in just that small amount of time. And I think our towers aren't even this tall, so it won't take that long just to use the elevator. And then if I press the button again, it'll switch it. And the cool thing is, there's a bunch of comparators here. Comparators? No. Observers. Observer blocks that are faced all the way down, so that if I'm up there and say, for example, that the stream is on up, the soul sand is pushing you up through this water stream, all I would have to do is click this button right here, and it would send a signal through the observer down to the bottom, down to the mechanic that switches the soul sand and magma, and these bubbles will switch from going up to going down. Simple as that. So it's a really cool up and down mechanic. It is kind of a one-way trip. Like if I wanted to go up to like a mid-stop, I don't know if I could actually do it without putting like a gap there for you to just walk out manually. I don't think there's I mean, I'm sure redstone is involved. I'm sure there's a way to do this automatically, but I'm not about that life, you know. But this is really simple. Basically, there's just a block that's connected to 2 slime blocks. And then the slime blocks are connected to the magma and the soul stand. And the button right over here, this button right here, when you press this button, it activates this torch, which goes into these guys right here, which is basically an on-off switch, because a button has 2 effects, right? I press it once, it sends a pulse. But as it comes back out, it sends another pulse. That's why, like, when I open up a door, for example, the button opens and closes the door because it sends 2 pulses. So this right here just makes it so when I press that button, this piston only activates once and moves it in that direction. So if I press this button, it only moves that way. It doesn't come back, and that soul sand will stay there. And if I press it again, the same thing will happen, but backwards. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. And then the observers just come down, activate this block, which activate the one-time on and off switch. All right! You know, this is one of those projects where I thought it was going to be good right off the get-go, but now that I'm actually seeing it, it looks beautiful. Oh my goodness, I couldn't be more happy with how this turned out. We redesigned the whole entire elevator because I wanted a nice little pyramid here for two reasons. I wanted to cover up all the nasty redstone underneath it, and also I feel like if I'm down at this level, I can't really see much of the outside world. Like, I can, but, I have to strain my eyes and peek into these cracks to see the water. I want to be able to see that without straining. So if I come up here on top of this pyramid, you can actually see the outside world. And it makes you feel like this is a lot more of an open space if I'm up here, rather than kind of confined down here. So it's a nice little addition to the elevator. And then not only did I do that, but I switched up where the buttons are. Now they're at each entrance. So if I walk in this way, right, I'll go ahead and press that button. If I want to go up, it's already in the up position. I'll go up, and then same thing on this side, right? I'll go ahead and switch it. Just so you know, I'm not just messing with you guys. This actually works, okay? Another thing is, what I went ahead and did is I switched up the observer line. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if this is very cost efficient. Because the hoppers are so expensive in themselves, just a ton of iron, right? And the observers, they're really cheap. They just need a piece of quartz, and that's it. So I don't know if this is actually beneficial to the build, or in the long run, if it actually hurts. But we have a ton of iron, so I don't think it's that big of an issue. Anyway, the way this works is the observer sees the redstone pulse that's on top, activates this block right here. This block is now charged, which locks up the hopper. And then the observer sees that the hopper is locked and then repeats the cycle all the way down. And then down here, actually, I could probably show you this bit. Boom. Down here, the last block gets activated, pushes this piston, and pushes this redstone block over here. This redstone block then activates this, and it gets sent all the way over to the original button on-off button lock mechanism. Does that make sense? Am I explaining myself well? I don't think I am. You know what? So I just had an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea, but I saw the grass here. Okay, I was thinking we're going to have to replace this grass and put something else here. But now that I'm looking at it, it might not be a bad thing just to keep it. So I wanted to go in here and just try this and see if that just like inspires me to do something else with it. Let's go ahead and just see. How does that look? You know what? I don't think I do like it. Just because all the, like I'm all over the place because it's a mess out here, right? I want this to look all overgrown, unkept. It actually looks like a jungle out here, but I don't know if I want the interior to look like that. I don't necessarily like this. So let's go ahead and replace that with birch slabs and see how that looks then. So this is where we're at now, and I don't think I'm against it. I'm definitely not a fan. I feel like it's just a little bit too bland. Right here especially. There's nothing here. I don't necessarily like it. Actually, let's try something out. You know what? That's not too bad. I like that. I'm a fan of this. Okay, let's recreate this all the way on each side, and and then I'll show you the end product. And here we are. Yes! Oh my goodness. Boys, I am in love with this. Honestly, the first one we did, I was not a fan. I did not care for it. I thought it was the worst thing we've ever done on this server. Now this is starting to take shape. And I'm in love again. And I'm actually seeing, like, the more this progresses, I'm seeing, like, different things that I can do. For example, like right here, easy planters, right? Right? Or, you know what? Oh, guys. Settle down. Squid's got an idea. All right. Hear me out. So this needs a little bit more blue. It's just very dark or very light in bland. It needs a little bit more blue to tie in this terracotta in the center column. So I'm thinking, what if I do something as simple as like this? Yes, queen. Oh my goodness. I love it. I'm going to do it on every single side now. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh, the more and more I do to this thing, I'm just so much more happy. So just like that. Yes. Yes, thank you very much. Now, I think there's one problem. I think we're down to our last issue here. This is simple. I could fix that just like I fixed it over here. Even though that, now that I'm looking at that, that looks a little bit weird as well. Huh. That looks a little bit wonky. We might have to fix that up as well. But I don't like the fact that this is very flush and it just looks very bland here. So I want to cover this up and maybe with some orange. We'll see. Let's see where we can go with that, I guess. I don't know. I'm really scared, honestly. All right. You know, I think we might have done something. Well, that still looks like crap. I'm still not a fan of that. It looks the same as that side, though. So maybe down the line, we'll go ahead and replace that. You know what actually might be good for us? If we replace this block right here all the way around to a white block, that might look actually a lot better than how this looks now. But we switched this wall. Look at it. It looks decent. You know, I like it. The only thing I do not like is the fact that this side goes up like this into a staircase format, and this side is just very plain Jane. But if I break this, you can see that's a visual to the outside. So I can't break that because you don't want to be able to see a white line that's just a random white line going through the side of the wall. So, I mean, we might do something with this wall. Maybe put like posters or something on here to make it like fit in. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think this is pretty sick. I think this is looking rad. Now, I think the only thing left to do now is finish up the second layer and continue this all the way up to the roof. But I think we're done for today, guys. I am really incredibly happy with how this turned out. I'm so glad that we decided to scrap everything that we made from the get-go and start anew, because this looks just 20 times better. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!